is more in that state.
So he is from Gujarat, but is he Gujarati?
No.
These days people reside anywhere, right? People staying in Maharashtra are not necessarily Maharashtrians. Isn't
Yes.
it?
Yes, ma'am.
Then that's why I asked you which religion, which community he belongs to.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes?
Okay,
Yeah, so
yes,
please
ma'am.
be specific next time. Yeah.
Ma'am, so what should be the
Go on.
expected answer for that question which you asked right now? Like the
You would tell
Mohammedans,
the community that he belongs to.
how would
Whether
I
he's a
ask for the
Kutchi, Lohana, tribal.
Okay,
You have to ask them, na? So
Okay,
first
okay.
ask them religion, and then they would be.
Ma'am, I can't. Ma'am, you mute. Ma'am, you muted yourself. Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am, shall I proceed?
Yes.
Okay. Associated with the loose stools, 2 to 3 episodes per day, watery in consistency, small volume, not foul smelling, not associated with blood or
But this
mucus.
was at 6 months of age.
Yes, ma'am.
And now how old is he?
11 months. 11 months,
How much?
ma'am.
11 months. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Or passage of worms in stool. There was no history of eating mud or any other non-edible substance. No history of passage of worms in stool or vomitus. No history of high-grade fever with chills and rigors and dark-colored urine. No history of hemoptysis, hematemesis, bleeding PR and melena. No history of oliguria, anuria, or facial puffiness. No history of increased precordial activity. Sorry, ma'am.
Oliguria, anuria, and facial puffiness for what?
If there is chronic renal failure, which will predispose to the child to anemia. So for that, to rule out.
But he was symptomatic at 6 months, right?
Yes,
Do you think
ma'am.
chronic renal failure develops at 6 months?
No, ma'am. Also, sickle cell crisis will lead to the renal papillary necrosis, which might present with the anuria.
Again, that's not so early presentation. Okay, sickles in first place present only after 6 months of age. They present after 6 months. So there is no question of having renal complications at 6 months.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Why do you think that happens? Why is sickles present at 6 months and not earlier?
Because of the increase, because by 6 months of age we have the fetal hemoglobin in the blood, and after, as the fetal hemoglobin starts decreasing and the normal hemoglobin takes over, so the the gamma chain in the sickle cell patients is normal, so the symptoms are not manifested as long as fetal hemoglobins are present. But as soon as they start decreasing, the abnormal synthesis starts taking place, and which predisposes to sickling.
Okay, so by when do this changeover happens? Well, complete. When does it get over? When is it completed?
The fetal hemoglobin approximately by 6 to 7 months.
Okay, 5 to 6 months. Fine.
Okay, ma'am, shall I proceed?
Yeah.
Okay. There is no history of increased precordial activity or pedal edema to rule out complication of the congestive cardiac failure because of the anemia. There is no history of easy bruising or bleeding gums. There is no history of leg ulcers or seizures.
Okay, one second. Can I ask questions to the others also?
Yes, ma'am.
Are they awake? Okay, so where is Viraj? Can you just be visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So she just said something. What did she say? Bleeding gums. Right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So what could you think is the association of bleeding gums and
Bleeding.
this kind of presentation?
bleeding gums can lead to blood loss, and also it can lead to anemic features. At the same time, bleeding gums can independently be a cause for something like leukemia or any lymphoid malignancy, which blood-related malignancy, which can be present in the child. It can also be because of a poor maintenance of oral hygiene. It can be because of severe vitamin deficiencies, which can also manifest in the form of bleeding gum.
Okay, okay, fine. Yeah, good. Now, I want to ask you, Akanksha, you started
ma'am.
with the introducing line. Did you give us any chief complaints?
No, ma'am. There was no presenting complaint when the child had come for the transfusion at this point.
So, isn't that one of the things that you said something to say that the child had come? Yeah.
I said the child is brought to the hospital for regular blood transfusion, and since past history is significant, so I'd like to start from there.
Okay, okay, fine. Carry on.
Okay. There is no history of leg ulcers or seizures. There is no history of weight gain, constipation, mixed dermatitis changes. There is no history of weight loss, persistent cough, low-grade evening rise fever, and hemoptysis. There is no history of TB contact, and there is no history of any drug intake. When the baby was after all these sorry ma'am, the after the first episode, the mother took the baby to the hospital where she was treated and was also given blood transfusion and was told that
first
she requires
episode
repeated,
of what?
First episode of fever, loose stools, and lethargy. The first symptoms which I elaborated on.
Okay.
So the baby was treated and was given blood transfusion and was told that the child requires repeated and regular blood transfusion every 3 weeks. However, mother did not follow up with advice and presented to the hospital again with the similar complaints at 8 months of age, after which regular transfusion every 3 weeks was started.
Okay.
There is no significant past history.
There is no?
The history of significant past history. Like any surgeries or any major hospital admission.
Why do you think surgery? Yeah, can somebody tell me why she's talking of surgeries, Vidisha?
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, I have no idea.
Pardon? Which surgeries are expected in these? Yeah, I can hear you.
Ma'am, no, I have no idea.
No idea. Okay, great. Fine. What about somebody else? Piyusha?
Ma'am, in cases like this, we can expect splenectomy, but the child is too small to go for that.
Yes. So even in the setting of, say, some kind of hemolytic anemia, which is requiring regular transfusions, there could be splenectomy. Any other surgery apart from splenectomy, Piyusha?
Ma'am, in cases of hemolytic anemias, we can think only of that surgery.
What? Which one?
Ma'am, in case of hemolytic anemias, we can only think of splenectomy.
Oh, really? Anything else? Who's presenting? Can you answer, Akanksha?
Ma'am,
Any inputs on that?
GI resection surgeries will predispose the child. Gastrointestinal resection surgeries will predispose the child to malabsorption, which can manifest as anemia in the child.
Very far-fetched. Okay, man, but that is again not hemolytic and won't require regular transfusions, right? And my question is, in case of patients who are transfusion dependent,
bone marrow transplant.
Surgery?
No. Okay, I'm not sure now.
What about cholecystectomies?
But ma'am, the gallstone manifestation will be a bit later in life, na? So,
Good,
I mean, yes,
good. You said that. But what about splenectomy? You think that happens at 6 months to 1 year?
no.
So then
Splenectomy,
then both of which are irrelevant. Similarly, okay.
okay, ma'am,
So
okay,
the
ma'am.
question was which other surgery? So you could have still named it.
Uh,
Hmm? So ask
okay,
only
ma'am.
relevant questions. Yeah.
Okay. So, ma'am, in this age group, do I need to mention that there is no past history of any surgeries in this child?
You may say in family rather. That would be more important because for this child it's too early, isn't it?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
cover
I have
that thing in a
mentioned it.
family history.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah.
So, shall I proceed?
Yes.
Okay. So treatment history, blood transfusion was first done at age of 6 months following an episode of fever with loose stools and lethargy. From 8 months of age, child is transfused regularly once in every 3 weeks and till now has been transfused in total of 7 to 8 times. The last time transfusion was done on 1st September 2020. The antenatal history, mother was a booked case. All trimesters were uneventful. Iron and folic acids were taken. 2 doses of tetanus toxide was given. USG scans were done. No history of fever with rash and lymphadenopathy. No exposure to radiation and any drug intake. No history of multiple pregnancy
So
and no history
what
of
can
blood.
be a positive history? Say this child had presented with anemia at 6 months, right? So
Yes,
what
ma'am.
could be a significant antenatal history? Say we don't know the diagnosis. We don't
Uh,
know whether he is going to be frequently transfused. He comes to you at 6 months.
okay,
So
ma'am.
how important is antenatal history in that case, Akanksha?
The history of the multiple pregnancy, the history of the blood transfusion in the mother, meaning the mother itself is anemic. Also, the history of the fever with rash in the mother, and then history of any drug intake which will lead to the fetal abnormalities or prematurity in the child, and if mother was not on iron and folic acid tablets, then the child itself will be anemic if born. When born, the child will be anemic.
Okay. Okay. Carry on.
Okay. The birth history. Baby was born by normal vaginal delivery at term gestation at Cooper Hospital with birth weight of 2.8 kg and cried immediately after birth.
Akanksha?
There was, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. See, one more which is not antenatal, but maybe you will say it now, is the history of neonatal hyperbilirubinemia, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, but then it's going to come in your birth history, post birth, right?
Yes,
That
ma'am.
and what you said covered earlier was antenatal. Fine.
Yes, ma'am. There was no history of NICU stay, no history of jaundice in the child. Breastfeeding was started within 1 hour, half an hour after the delivery. Child was exclusively breastfed till 6 months of age, and weaning was started after that. Developmental history. The gross motor neck holding was achieved at 3 months of age, rolling over at 6 months of age, sits with support at 7 months of age, and sits without support at 9 months of age, stands with support at 11 months of age. There is no gross motor developmental delay. Fine motor, bidextrous grasp was achieved at 5 months, unidextrous grasp at 6 months, transfers object between hands at 8 months, mature grasp was attained at 11 months. So there is no fine motor delay. Social smile at 2 months, mother's regard achieved at 3 months, smiles at mirror image from 7 months, and weaves bye bye at 10 months. So there is no social developmental delay. Language going at 3 months, monosyllable by 7 months, and bisyllable by 10 months. So there is no development overall, there is no developmental delay in the child. uh, Immunization history, the child is immunized till date. No special vaccine is given to the child. Nutritional history, breastfeeding was exclusively done till 6 months of age, and supplementary feeding was started after that with dal pani, mashed
When you're
potatoes, mashed
taking,
bananas.
hello,
Yes,
see,
ma'am.
listen. When you're taking the immunization history, you're supposed to say which schedule is he following. Is he following the UIP and in which state? Because sometimes it's different for different states.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so is he been in Gujarat? or is he been in Maharashtra since his birth?
He's in
So there
Maharashtra
could
and
be
following
some
the.
changes between Mumbai and other cities in Maharashtra also. So it's
Okay,
always
ma'am.
safer to see the card or ask the mother the
Okay,
history
okay, ma'am.
exactly.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Uh, family history. It is a third
So why
degree
do you think
consanguineous.
that happens,
Sorry, ma'am.
Akanksha?
Yes,
What
ma'am.
I said just now, why does it happen? Why is it
Because
not followed?
because in certain states, the certain diseases are more prevalent, which might require immunization of the every child, like Japanese encephalitis or rotavirus vaccine or Haemophilus influenzae or
See,
pneumococcal.
rotavirus
Is
is universal, right?
yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Uh,
JE could be, but then again, it is not in UIP anyways right now. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
So what I said is sometimes when they start a particular vaccine, they can start with the pilot projects, which are
Okay, ma'am.
confined to certain parts. So that's
Okay,
how
ma'am.
some people could have different schedule. So
Okay,
it's
ma'am.
always better to ask.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, next.
Uh, family history, third degree consanguineous marriage, married life since is 3 years. There is no history of similar illness in other family members, no history of bleeding tendencies, anemia, jaundice, or gallstones or blood transfusion in other family members. There is no history of splenectomy and cholecystectomy in other family members.
Okay.
Uh, Socioeconomic status, the family belongs to class 3 of as per modified Kuppuswamy scale. Ma'am, shall I proceed?
Yeah.
Okay, so summary, 11-month-old female child born out of third degree consanguineous marriage belonging to class 3 as per modified Kuppuswamy classification, who is immunized up to date with normal developmental milestones with past history of known hematological disorder, came for regular blood transfusion with no complaint at present.
Okay.
Uh, General examination,
So
patient is
listen,
examined on.
apart from what you said just now, you have not given the history of treatment per se. You have
uh,
mentioned about regular blood transfusions, right? But is a
yes, ma'am.
child on anything else apart from transfusion? Do you think
Chelation
they
therapy,
so is the child on chelation?
no,
Is
ma'am.
it started chelation? No.
Not yet.
You asked for it. If you asked, then you got
Yes,
to
ma'am.
mention it. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So
ma'am.
as a part of treatment history, what else can they be on? Only
Uh,
chelation?
no, the
You are
folic
considering
acid with
hemolytic anemia. Yeah.
okay.
Folic acid.
Folic acid, vitamin E, and vitamin C supplements.
Vitamin E for what?
Ma'am, it is given in Ghai that vitamin E is given for
In whom? In
thalassemia
thalassemia.
patients.
Oh, really? No, we don't follow that. Is it mentioned? I need to
Yes,
read.
ma'am.
Yeah, okay. No, we don't do that. Okay.
Okay,
Have
ma'am.
they given any reason why it is? Maybe I'll learn.
No, this
No.
just it is written antioxidant and there's that. Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So go ahead.
So
Which other? You said folic acid, chelation,
with
and
vitamin C supplements.
C. Vitamin C is also very, very tricky. You don't mention it right away.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am,
We
other
can
than
discuss
that, I don't
that.
know what
Apart
else,
from that,
what
see,
other
we
drugs are.
don't know as of now, you don't know whether it's which kind of hemolytic anemia which is transfusion dependent. Are you sure? Has the
Sorry,
mother
ma'am.
told you? Has the
Mother has
mother
only
told you what?
She has only told that the child is supposed to be bring to the hospital for regular transfusion every 3 weeks.
So can you tell me few conditions which require regular transfusions?
So the conditions which require regular transfusion is thalassemia major, severe hereditary spherocytosis, plastic anemia, then severe sickle cell anemia, and uh, nutritional anemias require only 1 to 2 transfusion. Okay, ma'am, I only know this much.
Okay, fine. So there could be congenital dyserythropoietic anemias.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Or there could be enzymopathies like G6PD deficiency or pyruvate kinase deficiency.
Yeah, but
Ma'am,
they
but
don't require regular transfusion. Okay, they are certain episodic. They are episodic, so they are
okay,
never
okay,
put
ma'am.
on regular transfusion. So they are not
Oh, okay, ma'am.
counted as transfusion dependent.
Ma'am, inherited bone marrow failures.
Inherited bone marrow failures. Yes.
Okay, I only know this much.
Okay, fair enough.
Uh,
So you are
Gen
going to start now.
examination.
Okay.
Okay, so patient is examined in a well-lit room with due consent of mother. Child is active, playful, and is on mother's lap. Child is febrile to touch. Pulse is 112 beats per minute, taken in right radial artery, regular in rhythm, normal in volume and character, no radio-radial and radiofemoral delay. Respiratory rate is 40 breaths per minute, abdominothoracic type, regular in rhythm. Blood pressure is 70 by 50 millimeters of mercury, taken in right arm in supine position. Pilar is present in the lower palpebral conjunctiva. There is no icterus, cyanosis, clubbing, lymphadenopathy, and generalized edema. Anthropometry. The weight of the child is 6.7
So
kg.
anything
And
apart from what you said, see, listen, you talked
yes, ma'am.
about general features, right? So
Yes,
since
ma'am.
you mentioned all the differentials that you mentioned, you would also got to consider them when you are doing a general examination,
Yes, ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what about bone marrow failure syndromes? What do you see
Uh,
on general examination?
uh, they okay. Uh, uh, the signs of the extramedullary hematopoiesis.
Bone marrow failure syndromes don't have extramedullary hematopoiesis.
Sorry, ma'am.
Their hematopoiesis is not working, and that's why they are having
In the bone
anemia,
marrow.
right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
So
Uh,
there is no extra stimulation. It's only where
bruising.
the marrow is hyper functioning, right? When the marrow is normal and it's responding to the stimulus of
Okay, ma'am.
anemia, will there be excessive?
Extra.
Yes.
Ma'am, easy bruisability. Overall, child will be pale. There will be
Yeah. So
petechiae,
you will have
purpura.
to look for other features of marrow involvement. So you have to comment on bruisability, ecchymotic patches anywhere, whether there is gum hypertrophy, do you want to mention? So that
Yes,
negative
ma'am.
history is also important, isn't it? Like lymphadenopathy, even that is important.
Okay, ma'am.
So
Ma'am,
yeah,
actually, I had mentioned it in the head to toe examination. The
did
gum
you?
hypertrophy. Yes, ma'am. It's
Okay, okay,
long.
fine, good. Yeah. So my question was, what was my question?
Signs of the bone marrow failure, which you'll see on the general examination.
So which ones?
There
So
will
which
be
bone marrow
like
failure syndrome you commonly know?
uh, okay. Any
Any anybody
any
else can pitch in?
black fan
Pardon?
syndrome or Fanconi
Marfan.
syndrome.
Okay,
Fanconi.
Fanconi is yes. Marfan's is not a bone
No,
marrow
no,
failure syndrome.
not Marfan, ma'am. Black fan syndrome.
Diamond
Black
black fan.
diamond black fan syndrome. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Diamond black
okay,
fan
fine.
syndrome and okay.
Okay, so just
Again,
tell me
I
what on general examination you will see for these two.
in these two, in the case of Fanconi anemia, there will be microcephaly, a short stature. There will be absent radius, absent thumb, and also in case of the diamond black fan syndrome, there will be triphalangeal thumb, box-shaped face, high arch palate.
Yes, so you could mention about no dysmorphic features like
Oh,
a few things, and the
oh,
rest
okay,
you'll
ma'am.
cover in anthro, right?
Yes,
Short
ma'am.
stature and so
Yes,
please
ma'am.
do make a note of that.
Okay, no, just not. Yes, ma'am.
So why is
Uh,
it important to have this differential and try and diagnose this marrow failure syndromes early?
uh, because
This
if we
is
don't,
little
then
higher level question for you, but I just thought I'll make you all aware since You all will not be probably most of you reading hematology later. So you all will miss the chance of knowing.
Oh,
So what happens is in DBA, diamond black pen, if you pick up early, there is a chance that there is a small window where it responds to steroids and certain other newer drugs which are there.
okay,
So
ma'am.
it's very important to consider it as a differential.
Okay,
If you
ma'am.
don't even consider, then you might not pick it up, right?
Okay,
And the
ma'am.
child goes on regular transfusions then. He
Yes,
just
ma'am.
gets labeled as transfusion dependent
Anemia.
anemia.
Yes, ma'am.
So before that label gets stuck, if you are able to rule it out or consider it, it would be really nice because it could be treatable in few patients if you pick up early.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I thought you should know this. Maybe this will never be asked in your exam, but you should know it.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, shall I proceed?
Yes.
Anthropometry. The weight of the child is 6.7 kilogram. The expected weight is at this age is 8.7 kilograms. So it falls below -2 standard deviation. Length is 70 centimeter and the expected length is 73 centimeter. It falls between 0 and -1 standard deviation. Its circumference is 45 centimeter. Chest circumference is 42 centimeter. Mid upper arm circumference is 12.5 centimeter. Weight to length ratio is weight to length ratio falls under -2 standard deviation. So the interpretation of is the child is under is currently is acute is acutely is acute malnut is under in acute malnutrition. Sorry, ma'am. The child interpretation is there's acute malnutrition present in the child.
Okay. Fine. Apart from that, did you mention the blood pressure? Oh, but
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, yeah, you could at least mention it here since y'all are not taking it, right?
Yes.
So, so why do you think it is important? Now we
Uh,
don't know what anemia it is. See, assuming that it is some anemia, right? Not
yes.
assuming that it is thalassemia or whatever. So, why would
Yes,
you
ma'am.
think any child with anemia you would want BP?
To Ma'am, anemia, chronic anemia predisposes the child to the hyperdynamic circulation. So BP might be raised in such conditions. That's why.
No, not really. See, actually, you already mentioned it in your negative history about chronic renal failure, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So maybe with that there can be hypertension. So you need to pick it up.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Head to toe
Go on.
examination. Hair is normal. Frontoparietal bossing is present. Anterior fontanelle is open, non-bulging, of approximately 2.1 by 2.1 centimeter, rhomboid in shape. Malar prominence is present. Widely spaced eyes are present with no bitoid spots. There is depressed nasal bridge. Mouth and the oral cavity is normal. There is no angular cirrhosis. Good hygiene of oral cavity is maintained. Ear is normal. There is no
See, in your
preauricular.
patient, you have all these things seen, right? So what do you think about his status of management or treatment?
Sorry, ma'am.
You are describing all these features of hemolytic anemia, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
does
ma'am.
that give you clue about anything about his management?
The child is not well managed properly either. There's a some the transfusion needs to be schedule should needs to be changed or something.
But you said he's already receiving 3 weekly.
Yes, ma'am. Uh,
So isn't that enough for his age?
Ma'am, if it would have been enough, then these features would not have been present. And also,
Okay.
the transfusion was started late. The child was asked to start transfusion at 6 months of age, but the transfusion was started at 8 months of age.
Okay.
And
So what can happen is generally what happens, yes, there was a gap in between and his pre-transfusion hemoglobin must be staying low because of that gap.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So maybe he's regularly transfused on the same pre-transfusion HB which is low. Maybe they started with say 6 and every time he comes it's dropped already to 6. Then it
Yes,
doesn't
ma'am.
serve a purpose. It is going to cause all these things, right?
Yes,
So very
ma'am.
important to see that you set it right once and then become regular at that.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
go on.
Nails are normal. There is no nails are not brittle. There is no chylonychia present. Upper limb is normal. Lower limb is normal. There is no leg ulcers. Skin, there is no hyperpigmentation or
So is
petechiae.
there any, why would you say that no chylonychia? Yeah, you have to say that.
Ma'am, I'm not sure, so I just mentioned it in case I want to rule out iron deficiency anemia.
You don't want to do it? What?
In case if there is nutritional anemia, so chylonychia will be
Don't even
present.
mention that the child has already received 8 transfusions.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
what do you
Okay,
think
so
happens with those transfusions?
there is iron overload.
Yes, and for iron, you know there is no two-way traffic.
Yes,
Once
ma'am.
it goes in, it
It,
is recycled and very little of it is excreted.
yes, ma'am. Okay,
Yeah, so
I
it's
wasn't sure. So thank you, ma'am.
yes,
Uh,
don't
uh, on,
unnecessarily.
on skin, there
Yeah,
is no
go on.
hyperpigmentation or petechiae present. Chest, spine, and back is normal. Genitals are normal, and uh, no other. Then, ma'am, systemic examination.
What?
Systemic
Systemic.
examination. Per
Okay.
abdo inspection, abdomen is distended over left hypochondrium. Umbilicus is central and everted. All quadrants move equally with respiration. There is no dilated veins or scars present over the abdomen. Hernial orifices are normal. On palpation, there is no local rise of temperature and tenderness. On deep palpation, a mass in the right hypochondrium which moves with respiration, firm in consistency, smooth surface, sharp border, felt 4 centimeter below the right costal margin, suggestive of liver, a mass in the left hypochondrium which moves with respiration, non-tender, firm in consistency, smooth surface, sharp border of 5 centimeter below left costal margin, suggestive of spleen. Splenic notch is appreciated. So the overall impression is there is mild hepatomegaly and moderate splenomegaly. On percussion, liver span could
So
not
who
be
can tell
elicited.
me how do you know that? How do you, what are the features of spleen on palpation? So who
And
can answer? Ekta, can you tell me?
Hello,
Yes.
ma'am. We percuss the spleen to see for the splenomegaly from the right to left side. Then we see for the surface presence of knots. Then the
Pulcus,
consistency.
pulcus or palpate, you mean palpate?
Sorry, palpate,
Palpation.
palpate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Then we see for the surface of the liver, presence of the knots. Then the size, basically how much it is enlarged up till umbilicus or it has crossed the umbilicus. Then that's it.
So how
Movement
do you
with
differentiate
respiration.
the spleen from the other masses there?
And is it palatable or not to differentiate from kidney?
Is it ballotable?
No,
Sorry,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Is it ballotable?
Hello?
Is spleen
No, ma'am.
ballotable? No. Okay.
No,
What
ma'am. No,
else?
ma'am.
Okay. What else?
Uh,
What are the other things on palpation?
mm,
You said splenic notch, it's non-ballotable. What else?
um,
Moves with respiration.
ma'am, I
Yes, moves
with
with
respiration.
respiration. Okay.
Then the surface of the spleen, is it smooth or
Anything else?
no, ma'am? This is what.
Yes, so somebody has mentioned there on palpation, colonic band of resonance, right? That's absent.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
we will go on. Where were we?
Percussion.
Akanksha?
Yes, ma'am. Uh,
Percussion.
liver span could not be elicited because child was not cooperative. There is no free fluid. On auscultation, bowel sounds are heard. Other system, cardiovascular system, there is no raised GVP, S1, S2 heard, no murmur is heard. Respiratory system,
Tell me,
vesicular breath sound
Akanksha,
is heard, bilateral.
one second. What was
Yes,
the
ma'am.
size of liver and spleen?
Ma'am, liver was palpable 4 centimeter below costal margin, and the spleen was palpable 5 centimeter
Okay.
below left costal margin. So the spleen was moderately enlarged.
Okay, so here, since the spleen is enlarged and the liver is also enlarged, what you have been thinking, could there be any other differential also?
Uh,
What are the other differentials for your hepatospleno or rather splenohepatomegaly?
There could be hepatospleno. There could be congestive cardiac failure. There could be also
Okay, could you tell me about splenohepatomegaly here since the spleen is bigger, right?
yes, ma'am. Gaucher's disease, ma'am, the
Okay.
glycogen storage disorder and the lipid storage disorder. Lymphomas,
Glycogen storage. Pardon?
ma'am, lymphomas,
Lymphomas. Lymphomas, okay.
then hereditary
Yes.
spherocytosis. Then there could be infections like tropic malaria or kala azar.
Yes, yes. Malaria kala azar.
Hereditary spherocytosis, sickle cell anemia.
Sickle cell, do you think the spleen is bigger?
Ma'am, it is initially enlarged and then later there is autosplenectomy.
Okay.
Then I cannot think of anything else.
So you know how you have to classify, right? When you're giving etiologies.
Uh,
Okay. Metabolic, congestive, infiltrative, systemic, hemolytic.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. These are the broad classifications, and under them you have to mention few etiologies. So that makes it easier for you.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
So
Yes,
try
ma'am.
and remember these broad classifications. Generally, they would be there for most of your etiologies.
Okay, ma'am.
Then at least you'll remember few more.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I know the
So
individual
systemic,
causes of hepatomegaly and splenomegaly, but splenomegaly, predominant hepatomegaly, that I don't remember.
you have to know since your case is that, right? Your
Yes,
case
ma'am.
is hepatospleno and rather it is splenohepatic. So you
Yes,
have
ma'am.
to know in those terms as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll read up. Uh, respiratory
Which
system,
systemic disorders come with anemia apart from which can cause splenohepatomegaly?
uh, cardiovascular.
Splenohepato, which
One second,
cardiovascular?
ma'am. Can you please repeat the question?
Which systemic conditions come with splenohepatomegaly with
Assist,
anemia?
with anemia. Uh, okay.
Similar to your patient.
Hereditary spherocytosis, sickle cell anemia. They could
You
be
call it
infective
systemic.
endocarditis.
See, listen. It's systemic, but it's hemolytic, right?
Yes,
I gave
ma'am.
you broad classification. So under that, systemic is different and hemolytic is different. So you can
Okay.
add collagen vascular diseases there.
Uh, uh,
Okay.
juvenile rheumatoid arthritis or systemic lupus erythematosus. There could be uh, uh, congestive cardiac failure,
With what?
and
You
they
could
could.
be right, but you have to give proper differentials. You
Okay.
you like to say that congestive cardiac failure. It's your trump card. So it's
That's
like with maybe infective endocarditis, then there'll be spleen, right?
yes, ma'am.
But then not such a huge spleen. Okay. So
Yes,
infective
ma'am.
endocarditis is a small spleen. But if there is CCF, as you're saying, then there could be a bigger spleen.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then
Yes, ma'am.
what else? So that's
Uh,
about the etiology of splenohepatomegaly. So everybody should be aware of these differentials here. Okay, when you are at your examination, there'll be very high chances that you'll be questioned on that. So be thorough with it. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
and I hope you all are practicing how to percuss and how to palpate. Okay, so someday you all try with at least your siblings. You can. Now there are
Yes,
no
ma'am.
patients, simulated patients. So next
Yes,
time I
ma'am.
take a case, I'll ask somebody to be your patient. Somebody you catch hold of someone with their consent, of course.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am. Ma'am, diagnosis.
yeah. Diagnosis
Uh,
already. What
Ma'am,
about other systems?
I mentioned the respiratory system,
What?
vesicular breath sounds are bilateral, equivalently present. No additional sounds are heard. CNS system, higher mental functions are normal. No sensory and motor deficit present.
Sensory and motor deficit. Great. What else? What about CVS? You
Ma'am, I
said?
mentioned no raised JVP, S1, S2 heard, no murmur is heard.
So what do you think? Not in this child, but what can be CVS complications in a child of chronic
Anemia,
transfusion dependent anemia?
chronic transfusion dependent. There could be iron overload, which will predispose, which will lead to the congestive cardiac failure, and there will be hemic murmur present, which is a mid-diastolic murmur because of the increased blood flow over the walls. It is best heard over the pulmonary area. JVP could be
Just
raised
tell me
because
the causes. Just tell me the causes. Don't go on and on and on with one.
okay,
So
okay,
one is
so
related to what
anem
you're saying is
iron over
chelation.
yes, ma'am.
Iron overload leading to
So,
CCF.
yes, ma'am. Then
Okay.
all
Iron
uh,
overload really doesn't cause CCF to start with. It causes,
block.
actually, it causes cardiomyopathy.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And then it leads to CCF.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
basic etiology is, yeah. Apart from that, what else does it cause?
Conduction block.
Cardiomyopathy and conduction problems, right? Good. Then
Uh,
anything else that you remember?
JVP
You
is in.
remember? Pardon?
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Hello.
Yeah. Anything else?
JVP is in raised.
Or JVP is not the condition. JVP is what you see when you have these signs of CCF, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you don't say that it is a condition which is
Okay, ma'am.
secondary to chronic anemia.
Okay. Uh,
So there could be pulmonary hypertension, right?
okay, ma'am.
So especially in the bigger kids or in adults,
Okay,
it's one of
ma'am.
the common complications that they develop pulmonary hypertension, especially
Yes, ma'am.
those, in fact, who are not on regular transfusions. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
They are the ones who are more prone to develop pulmonary hypertension. So you need to look for it. Why? What do you see on the general examination
In case
in
of
cases of
pulmonary,
pulmonary? Huh?
uh,
You
general
hear
examination,
auscultate? Not
uh,
general, sorry, auscultation.
there will be the split will be present. P2 will be more prominent. There will be they could murmur could be heard, and
Right. So there could be loud P2, there'll be on X-ray, you will see a conus, right? So you have to
ejection
correlate
system.
things and then further investigate, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead. So see that you examine other relevant systems thoroughly.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm. Now tell me what else you have to say.
Diagnosis.
Okay. Very
Uh,
important.
11
So
month
let
old.
somebody else, wait. Let somebody else do that. Since you're given such a good history, anybody can make a diagnosis. Okay. So let's ask somebody who's there now, who are awake. Where is this? Who is your? I think we can ask Bhumika. Bhumika, can you help us with the diagnosis?
Hello,
Yes, please. Yeah, Bhumika. Hello.
ma'am. I actually got disconnected in the middle. So what I've heard, I would say according to that.
Hmm.
So there was an 11-month-old female uh, uh, which had a repeated transfusion history, and
It's not which name, which is for non-living.
okay,
It's who.
who had a transfusion history, and most likely diagnosis is hemolytic anemia. Um, I don't know the etiology. This much I can collect.
Done. Bhumika is done. Okay, let's go back to you, Akanksha.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so 11-month-old female child, first order by birth, born out of third-degree consanguineous marriage, came for routine blood transfusion with no complaint at present. And on examination, she has hemolytic facies, palar and lower palpebral conjunctiva with features of extramedullary hematopoiesis present. Also, okay, like mild hepatomegaly and moderate splenomegaly. So most likely patient has a transfusion dependent hemolytic anemia and the child is not well transfused and there is no feature suggestive of cardiac failure.
Cardiac failure again. Okay. So, okay, is well transfused.
Is not well
What else?
transfused.
Actually, it's not
Also
well
having
transfused.
signs of the acute malnutrition. There's
Pardon? Yeah.
the signs of acute malnutrition are present.
Okay. So there are signs of acute malnutrition.
Yes, ma'am.
Immunization status, would you want to
Uh,
add in here
uh,
also? It's very important.
okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Is immunized till date and
Please do add your birth status and immunization status will come in most of the patients. Okay, please
okay,
don't miss it to
okay, ma'am.
complete your diagnosis.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you tell us your etiological diagnosis?
So, etiological diagnosis, it could be thalassemia major.
I think it could be sickle. Why not?
A sickle cell child.
What is against it?
1 second, ma'am.
He presented after 6 months, right?
Yes, ma'am. But sickle,
So
the
why not
patient,
sickle?
there was no sign of sickle related issues, like there was no leg ulcers. Also, the hemolytic facies were present.
Oh
Sickle
God.
cell patients will
One
have.
second.
Yes,
Sicklers
ma'am.
do get leg ulcers?
Yes, ma'am. It
I
is
thought
very
you said
common.
leg ulcers are very common.
Yes, ma'am.
See, leg ulcers are common in, say, rather than that, HAL intermedia. Okay?
Okay,
More
ma'am.
than sickle. Fine?
Oh,
So, as in for hemolytic anemia, what else? So, since you are telling me what else happens in the early patients with sickle cell,
there will
say
be
this was you had to make up a case for sickle cell, then what would you have mentioned?
there would be jaundice will be more predominant. There would be changes in the spine like kyphosis, scoliosis. There would be
Oh,
growth
really?
retardation.
Wait. What you said?
Ma'am, I
Changes
said
in
the spine. There could be changes
why?
in the spine.
Why?
The reason I don't know.
Where did you read this now?
Ma'am, it's given in the
Where?
it is
Which
given in
book?
the अरे, ये book का नाम क्या है? Aruchami Lakshman Swami.
In sickle, you get this?
Yes, ma'am, it is mentioned.
Oh God, I'm learning new things. Aruchami, I have. Let me read it. No, dear, I don't think it does.
Okay, ma'am, I'll cancel it.
You got to write and ask him how. Okay. Or maybe I
There,
should do that once I read.
there will be
So apart
bone.
from that,
There will be bone pain. There will be hematuria in the child, polyuria. Then there could be sickle crisis, which will present
see
with
all
the.
these things which you're talking of. See, for that you need to know what are the signs which come early. Now your patient is just a year old almost, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you cannot give a list of like things which are useless. You're talking to
Yes,
your patient related. So first you will talk something relevant to your case. And then if the examiner still wants you to answer more, then you will go with the things which are there coming up later, isn't it? So
Yes,
what
ma'am.
are the early things what are the early signs of sickle is my question
Uh,
in short.
Repeated infection. There will be
Repeated
jaundice,
infection.
anemia, growth
Why
retardation,
repeated infection?
because repeated infection, because the spleen is congested, so the back the capsulated organisms
That
are.
is generally post autosplenectomy, right?
um,
So generally
uh,
in the beginning, it's not so common.
okay, ma'am.
So
Okay.
what somebody said spleen problems. So what are spleen problems? Somebody was writing up in the chat. Yes. Can you specify? You can speak. Who's that? You could be
Ma'am,
right.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in sickle cell, actually, due to the RBCs are not deformable, they get stuck in the spleen. So there is malfunctioning of the spleen happening gradually. There is also a loss of blood supply to the spleen, causing repeated splenic infections, which reduces the ability to phagocytose the capsulated organisms, causing repeated infections.
Yes. So this is what we were talking of. But then generally these auto infarcts are not symptomatic. Okay, it happens gradually over
Later.
the time
Okay.
and not the early signs of sickle.
Yes.
Though yes, in a predisposed child, if he's exposed, he might get infections. So I'm talking of any other things that come up along with sickle. Yes, this is also okay, but may not be very early, right? Still
Dactylitis,
some.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you seem to have got it finally somewhere.
No,
Dactylitis.
ma'am, but
Yeah,
also
I'm
this also
happy.
presents with the vaso-occlusive symptoms only, right? So, matlab, whatever I was before eliciting all the signs of the vaso-occlusive crisis, that hematuria and polyuria and avascular necrosis of the femur and
Yes.
all
So
those. But
even before that, you will talk of dactylitis. You are right.
okay,
You
ma'am.
are going to first speak of dactylitis.
Okay, ma'am.
That's one of the earliest things to happen.
Okay, okay,
Then those limb pains, rather than bone pains, you call them limb pains.
okay, ma'am.
But not wrong if you call them bone pains also. But better to call it limb pains.
Growth retardation, development, delayed developmental milestones, also delayed secondary sexual development. But these
Delayed
will be the
developmental
late.
milestones are not really so much. You
Okay,
mean
ma'am.
gross motor can be there, but that is more so with thalassemia because anemias are not very severe in sickle, especially in Indian subcontinent.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Uh,
so luckily
ma'am,
our sicklers are not as bad as African sicklers.
ma'am, will the gallstone will present in child early in case of sickle cell anemia?
No, again that happens towards the end of the first decade,
Oh, okay, okay.
earliest. Okay, so it won't happen so early, so you will not get. But that's why I asked you as the history to the family members.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
others if they are already having it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you were at your differentials. What else was missing? Again, you
Uh,
again forgot to mention on what medications he is on or not on. Maybe that
he's
also you
correct.
could add that helps you to
Okay.
say if he was on chelation, you would have mentioned.
Ma'am, I
Do you
have a
think he
doubt.
deserves to be?
Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah. Ask the
Uh,
doubt.
Ma'am, the chelation therapy in the books it is mentioned that it is started when the serum ferritin level is more than 1000 microgram per liter. So my
How
question
much?
is,
More
do
than
we
1,000, huh?
microgram? So we do we start chelation therapy as soon as the transfusion is started, or do we wait for the ferritin to go above that level and then only we start the chelation therapy?
See, actually, what happens is initially we used to wait till 1,000, but these days after 10 transfusions, you can start and send for the ferritin levels. So if
Okay.
there are about 10 transfusions, you do all the necessary workup and start it.
Okay,
Fine.
ma'am. Okay,
And
ma'am.
other thing is there's a valid question here that whether you can start is as soon as possible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Sometimes the kids are too small. The safety of these drugs is not there below 1 year of age. So roughly what happens is by the time they get 10 transfusions, they are more than 1 year of age.
Okay,
So that
ma'am.
also serves a purpose.
Okay, ma'am.
Second thing, which is also important, is we need to look for a drug which is better. Maybe we can start early because what they say is accumulation starts very early, in fact, even
Yes,
with
ma'am.
first few transfusions. But worldwide, the guidelines doesn't suggest that as of now.
Okay.
Okay. So there are studies
Yes,
which
ma'am.
mention that pituitary deposits of iron happen as early as say 8 months of age.
Okay.
And you know how important is pituitary, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So earlier the better.
Okay, ma'am.
But then we need
Oh,
more studies on that.
okay, ma'am. So the patient is not on the chelation therapy, and he is on the on the vitamin C and the folic acid supplementation.
Now, will you
Yeah.
not stop that vitamin C?
No. No.
So you don't have to give vitamin C. Vitamin C is only given to patients who are on IV chelation.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
and that too
Yes,
at a
ma'am.
very minute doses and along with the time when the chelation is going on. That IV is
Okay,
or
ma'am.
subcute chelation which goes on. Okay,
Mm.
that helps in better extraction of iron. So that's the role. Apart from that, yes, there are some patients who are especially say thal intermediates who go on to develop vitamin C deficiency. But that we have seen in patients who are adolescent.
Okay, ma'am.
And only when they have features of vitamin C deficiency, only then we give it. It's
Okay,
not to
ma'am.
be given as a supplementation.
So,
Okay,
ma'am,
so
other than
please
the,
don't.
I'll not, ma'am. So, other than the folic acid and chelation therapy, these childs are not on any other drugs as such, right?
No. So chelation